Hello guys and welcome back to this new video. Today we will cover a very special game. It was played by Mikhail Tal in a simultaneous exhibition in 1969. The player with the black pieces, his name is Sviridov, and he's playing now against the greatest attacker of all time, Mikhail Tal. Tal is playing with white and he starts the game with e4. c5 by black, going for the Sicilian defense, and now knight to f3, d6, d4, going for the open Sicilian. Pawn capture on d4, knight capture on d4, knight to f6 attacking the pawn on e4, and now knight to c3 defending the pawn. And this is by far the most standard position of the Sicilian defense. Here you can play a6 and play the Najdorf. You can also play systems with knight to c6 or bishop to d7, but here black chooses to play the dragon and he goes g6. Tal goes bishop to e3, bishop to g7, and now f3, trying to set up the Yugoslav attack, which is basically the setup when white goes queen to d2, long castle, and starts to play on the king side with g4 and h4. Black here goes knight to c6, queen to d2, bishop to d7, and now long castle. Queen to a5, and now king to b1 defending the a pawn and also freeing the knight on c3. Rook to c8, and now g4 starting the attack on the king side. And here black has a couple of moves at his disposal. He can, for example, go short castle, even though it's a little bit risky. He can also play bishop to e6, try to target the a pawn, or simply exchange the knight on d4. But here black played h6, which I believe is a slight inaccuracy. The point here is that the h6 pawn is hanging, which means that black cannot castle, and also black cannot castle long side, and this basically means that the black king will be stuck in the center, which is extremely dangerous, especially against a player of Mikhail Tal's caliber. Here white goes h4 immediately, trying to break up with g5. Black goes a6, trying to start his own play on the queen side with moves like b5 and maybe b4. And now simply bishop to e2, safeguarding the f3 pawn and also connecting the rooks. Knight to e5 and now g5. H capture on g5 and h capture on g5. And here black captured on h1, which is a mistake, and we'll come back to that. Here you can, for example, play knight to h5. And after knight to b3, queen to d8, bishop to d4 pinning the knight, rook to g8, knight to d5, bishop to e6, f4, knight to c4 attacking the queen, and now queen to e1. Bishop capture on d4, rook capture on d4, and now b5. White now can capture on h5, and after the pawn recaptures, rook capture on h5, bishop capture on d5, and now pawn capture on d5. And here we reach a position when white is up a pawn. Also white has a lot of activity and the black king is still stuck in the center, and definitely you cannot hold this position for that much long. But it's at very least more resilient than what happened in the actual game. Here black capture on h1, and for example after rook capture on h1, knight to h5, we will reach a somewhat similar position to the line we just showed, except that a pair of rooks have been exchanged, and black's position is still bad. But here Mikhail Tal played a very direct move, which is actually brilliant. He simply captured on f6, rook captured on d1, and now knight capture on d1. And here black thought that he can simply exchange queens, and then he will capture the pawn on f6, and he will be an exchange up. And his position, of course, will be winning. But here there is a very nice move that Mikhail Tal played, which wins on the spot. Here after the queen captures on d2, Tal simply captured the bishop on g7. And the point here, if you simply go back with your queen, white will make a new queen, and this is checkmate. And if you simply capture on c2, knight capture on c2, bishop to a4, white will simply make a queen again, and after the king moves, queen capture on c8, king capture on c8, and now white is completely winning his up two pieces. And there is actually nothing you can do after pawn capture on g7. Again, if you move your bishop trying to make way for your king, simply white will make a new queen, and he will capture the rook, and now simply bishop capture on d2, and again white is up two pieces and he's completely win. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Please, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell to get our latest videos. Thank you guys for watching and see you in the next video.